Alright, and here is the video review for Fansproject's Saurus, Ryu-Oh, DINOGO, the 5th member coming out here for their Dino King. Here he is in monster mode, which is a very basic monster mode. And I think that's one thing that people have maybe rightfully slammed not really slammed, but criticized these figures for, is that they're fairly simplistic transformations, and the monster modes are somewhat basic on some of these. Him more than most. He looks kind of like a large-headed werewolf type of creature, and that's fair enough. If they were less fun, I'd be more critical of them, because their robot modes are all really cool. The dino shells are coming, and then the combined mode is really nice, which we'll show off in the last video. But anyway, so here he is in his monster mode. His jaw opens. You can open his mouth. It's very tight, but you can do it. Quickly ratchety joints to the shoulder. His arms pretty much have the standard bicep swivel, dual hinge elbows, a little bit of articulation at the wrist because they are just his robot arms. You can actually see his robot hands kind of hiding there under the claw. Ratcheting hips in both directions, kind of a knee joint, and then a ball joint at the foot for monster mode. He does have a waist swivel as well, because the transformation of robot mode is not super involved. You basically just fold his head down. There's a little tab here that plugs in under his head. The legs come out around on a hinge up here, and same down here. These, you actually have to unhinge this, and you got to rotate. And these like to pop off the ball joint here when you're doing this, but rotate this through here and bring that down, and then back around into here to give him his robot mode feet, which are basically just the upside down dino foot. Same over here. Untab it, rotate it, and then back in. There's a little tab here. Gotta make sure this is folded up because there's a little tab here that goes into the leg itself. And just bring that forward up to there. These, you need to rotate this claw all the way around. I found it's a little easier if you put the turn the claw a little bit to the side and pull it around versus and then up behind the arm there, and then rotate the hand forward. Because if you try to rotate it just straight, sometimes this gets caught on the edges. You can do it, but you really have to force it, and it's a little easier if you kind of rotate this out to the side. But however you want to do it is yours. It hasn't done any damage, it just gets a little tight. Just like that. Flip his head up if you can get to it. Just pull that backpack piece out briefly, and flip his head up. Turn it around. There he is in robot mode. He's got a ball joint on his head. Same articulation in the arms as monster mode because they really don't change. You don't really get any extra articulation in the legs, although you do, they are longer. But still same waist rotation, same hip joints, same knees, same ball joint in the foot. You just kind of reverse the positions on some of the things. He does have a weapon, a big cannon here, which he can hold in his hand. And there he is in robot mode. Ta-da! So yeah, I like all their robot modes. Some of the beast modes, like I said, especially on the legs, the beast modes are a little iffy. I think the green one, DINOGO, is that the last one? Hold on, I've got it right here. DINOGO, yes, is a little better than DINOGO, but in beast mode. But there he is. And you take this gun, and we'll go ahead and fold that handle back up. And then this gun, just like this, attaches to the front of the other 4 combined guns, and then this extends out. And we're almost done making the combined rifle for the combined mode. There's one more gun. DINOGO's gun will go right back here. So there's that. Go ahead and take the foot that came with one of the earlier dudes. Fists were in here. And to turn him into a leg, you're mostly turning him back into a beast. You rotate his head around, fold it back down, lift his head up. But before you lift the head all the way up, the instructions say lift the head up first, but I find it's easier to do this part if you leave this down. This backpack piece comes up. There's a dual hinge here. Make sure his head goes all the way down. You want to bring this up, and then these two tabs tab in on either side of where his head was. So you bring that up. You want to make sure this snaps into place. Just like that. Again, that's easier to do with his head down. And that exposes the port for him to connect as a leg. And then there's a little hinge piece here that you want to make sure to open up. That's gonna be a locking piece for the leg. So you bring that down, then you can go ahead and bring the monster head up. Open that. So the arms, again, you rotate them around into monster claws. The arms come up. There's a little tab here on the side of this that's going to tab into the arm here. So tab that up, bring this down and around. Oh, no, these are supposed to be the other way around. Bring this down, and then there's a tab right here that's going to tab right in here to the back. You get it lined up properly, just like that. And the fist you can rotate however you want. So there's one arm done. We're going to do the same thing over here. Lift that up, tab it into there, bring it down, and tab it into there. And then the legs, there's an extension here. I forgot to pull this out. This is collapsed for beast mode, extended for robot mode. Gives them an ab crunch there. So you again collapse the legs down like this. Unpeg bring the limbs up. Oh, wait, no, you rotate them around at the waist. There we go. Fold these up like this. They still collapse down, but you fold these up like this. And then rotate these around. Again, you do want to flip this panel all the way around. Tab that back in, because these are going to tab together on the back here. And then there's a tab here on the toe that's going to tab in here, but we want to wait until we get the foot in first. So bring that around. Actually, okay, you do want to have the foot facing up. My fault. So tab that in. These are gonna come down, and then they're gonna tab together on the back here like that, and then just kind of nestle up in between the claws there. And then we'll take this, the foot tabs in between the legs here. Tab it in on one side, then lock the legs together here. There we go. Once that's all locked together, you can position these however you see fit. And then these tabs tab into his waist like this to lock that in place, just like that. And there you have him in leg mode. I'm not going to connect him to the rest of Dino King right this second. We'll show that all off in the DINOGO review, because attaching one leg to Dino King is going to be kind of counterproductive. We'll attach them all together. But there he is in leg mode. Not a whole lot of articulation aside from what's already in the foot. You can go side to side. You can go front to back. It's got a little bit of toe articulation here. But yeah. So there's his leg mode, and we'll show him with the rest of Dino King in the other video. But there is DINOGO, finally coming out from Fansproject, one of the last pieces of their Dino King Sorus Ryu-Oh combiner.